it do, world? This your boy DP back again, you feel me, with episode 9 of Talking Sports with DP. And I was gone for a little minute, y'all. Your boy had the stomach virus, you feel me? I was down bad, calling Earl, you feel me? Yeah, I was all that. I was in bad shape. And then, you feel me, I lost my voice. And then my birthday was March 31st, you feel me? So I just turned 30, you feel me? Shout out to me. Happy birthday to me or whatever. But that's why I've been missing. But getting back to y'all with Talking Sports with DP and, my views on it and how I feel about it, you feel me? Or what's going on today. And what I want to start off with is the NFL had a few rule changes that, this old news. I ain't gonna be breaking news around here. I ain't TMZ or nothing like that, you feel me? I'm gonna give it to you as I wanted to present it, you feel me? So, first thing first, I'm gonna start off with the new kickoff system. I feel like we're gonna get some more kick returns now that they changing it to the XFL style from 2020, where the receiving team and the kickoff team are like, I want to say 10 yards from each other, and they can't move till the ball kicked off. I feel like it's going to be a possibility for a lot more returns in the league, and we're going to get to see more exciting plays, because the return aspect of the NFL, as far as, players returning the ball, like returning kicks and returning punts, it's so seldom now, because most of the kickers just kick the ball out of the end zone every other play. But now it's going to be set up to where they really ain't going to have a choice but to kick the ball to the returner for the most part. And I feel like some interesting plays can happen. But I want to get to the big topic of the NFL, and that is the no hip drop tackle. Now, I don't been paying attention to football for years. I don't play Part 1 of football. I don't play high school football. Didn't play at the college level or professionally. But I was pretty decent out there. And I'm class of 2013, so I've been out of high school for a while. When I was in school, you was able to hit. And we was out there laying that wood. I was playing when you was still able to hit the wide receiver as soon as he touched the ball. They weren't throwing no targeting, none of that. We was out there laying that wood. But I can understand why they took that type of hit out of the game, because you feel me, the CTE, the head injuries, you feel me, people might get whiplash, all kind of stuff, you feel me, when it comes to those blindside hits and those blindside tackles and stuff like that. But what I will say, never in my life have I heard of the term hip drop tackle. I feel like that is a narrative that was made up for the NFL to find some way to have the offense score as many points as possible. But that's not football. The offense just scoring and having the sole advantage. How are these guys supposed to tackle somebody? You gotta drop your weight to bring a man down that's damn near the same size as you, is bigger than you, running full speed, you feel me, towards you. Like, what are you asking the defensive players to do? You don't want them to hit them too high, you don't want them to hit them too low, and you don't want them to wrap up and drop their weight. What are you asking these guys to do out there on the field? It's going to be a crazy statistic year for offenses, because what I want to say is, how are these guys going to tackle Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry is a man-child monster. It's nothing they can do once. If they get past him, if he get past them, there's nothing the defense player can do. You telling them they can't wrap up and try to drop their weight down on them. Like, what are you going to do with Saquon Barkley on the Eagles? This man got tree trunks for thighs. Like, you got to tackle him the regular way. Like, how are you going to tackle the cheetah? How are you going to tackle Tyreek Hill? He fast and shifty. You got to wrap him up and bring him down. Like, what are you expecting the defensive players to do? Not only that you make a new rule saying no hip drop tackle, but you don't present a way to tackle. Now we got to reteach everything they know about tackling. Hey, honestly, if I was all the NFL defenses, I'd just stand still, you feel me? At the beginning of the season, just stand still, because what am I supposed to do? If if I do something, I'm gonna get a flag more than likely, or I'm gonna get fined for trying to do my job as a defensive player. Like, no one wants to see, like, yeah, it's interesting and exciting, seeing teams score a lot of points here and there. But sometimes people want to see great defense. And I played safety in high school, and sometimes I moved to the linebacker. Sometimes I even moved to corner. I was just somewhere everywhere when I was in high school. But I got hurt. You feel me? Had a rush from this, and I never could bounce back from that. But that's besides the point. You can't take the fun out of it. Tackling is a part of the game, and it's fun. It's unfortunate that some players got hurt from the so-called hip drop tackle. But if that's the case, tell them to get themselves up. Tell them to stop running. Like, this guy is literally trying to run through me. Hold on 1 second. This guy's literally trying to run through me. So what am I supposed to do? Not protect myself? I'm going to do anything I can to get this guy on the ground. I'm not coming in with the intentions of, I'm finna hip drop him and hurt him. No. I'm trying to do my job and tackle this man. So NFL, I don't know what you guys are going to do if this affects how the fans view the game. Never know. I feel like people are going to watch regardless. But if it gets to the point where it's just ridiculous and they're just calling ridiculous calls to where it seems like they rigging the game and it's blowing games, like it's ridiculous, man. The NFL has to do better. The NFL has to do better, dog. That's all I'm gonna say. They gotta do better. But let's get to the UFL, man. The first week has officially in the books, man, of the UFL. And for the first game, we got the Birmingham Stallions defeating the Arlington Renegades 27-14. It was I'm gonna give you a few stats. We got quarterback Matt Corral from Ole Miss. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of that name. He was 12 for 21. I don't know what's going on with my ring light, man. My thing keep cutting off. It's kind of getting irritating. For nothing. I don't understand. But back to what I was saying. Matt Corral went 12 for 21 with a 57 completion percentage and 201 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And then for Arlington, we got Luis Perez, 19 for 28 with a 67% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rushing, we got CJ Marble with 67 yards, 18 attempts and a touchdown. And then for the Renegades, we got Lenny Brown with 30 yards, 8 attempts, 0 touchdowns. Receiving leaders, Deion Kane for the Stallions with 66 yards, 3 receptions and a touchdown. And then we got Isaiah Winstead with 60 receiving yards and a touchdown, 2 receptions for the Arlington Renegades. Nah, I'm just leave with. I'm sorry, my light messing up. I don't know what's going on. I'm just leave that what it be. But let me get to some of these game stats from this game. Time of possession played a big factor in this game because both teams started off, with good drives, but Arlington in the first half, they really looked like the better team in the first half. And it's Arlington. Luis Perez was down there moving the ball up and down the field swiftly. Had some big plays here and there from the big deep ball from Winstead that he threw. That the safety just got caught slipping. He was asleep out there, man. He threw that thing over the top. Winstead caught it, took it to the house, end zone. And that was really the first big play of the game. But once the third quarter hit, the Stallions just went to giddy up. They took over the ball game, and they was able, really the running game would play the difference. I'm gonna see what was the running stats for this game. Yes, rushing, Birmingham had a total of 183 yards rushing, compared to Arlington 59 yard rushing. And honestly, the running game was a factor in a lot of these games this weekend. More usually, the team who had the better running offense was the winner of the game this weekend. But it was pretty exciting football, man. They was going back and forth for the most part until the Stallions just put that foot down and took over the game. And I want to say the Stallions won the turnover battle also. Yep. I blew it on that one. I didn't really get the stats, but it is what it is. But my thoughts on this game, let me get a water. I'm all over the place, man. I'm kind of distracted because of my light. What I will say about the game, though, the downfall of Arlington, mainly why they lost, the turnovers hurt them, but I really want to say they couldn't get a running game started because they had the lead in the first half and they couldn't run the ball consistently to keep the defense guessing. They kind of had to put the game in Luis Perez's hands, and hey, the quarterback only can do so much if the defense knows what's coming. And then you got the Stallions running that thing. And Matt Corral had a great game. And the backup quarterback, I want to say his name was Aaron Martinez from Kansas State. He had some big carries that went for a couple of huge chunks during that game also, which gave the Stallions a spark that they needed to go ahead and score and take over the third quarter and put a nail in the coffin. And shout out to head coach Skip Holtz for the Birmingham Stallions. It seems like they come and compete every single year. And I'm trying to get this light together, man. It sucks. But I'm giving y'all this thing blood raw. You feel me? Unfiltered, uncut. Y'all getting it all, baby. But moving on to my next game, man, with the UFL. This is an exciting league, man. I'm so glad I get to watch football again. Cause I'm loving basketball, and I'm gonna get into the NBA once the playoffs start. Cause the regular season, there's so many games, and I don't really want to sit here and break down each game. I like to talk about the playoffs when it comes to the NBA. But back to the UFL. For our next game on that Saturday that just passed, we had St. Louis Battlehawks versus the Michigan Panthers. Now, I'm a St. Louis fan, you feel me? College lost, but my boys lost. You feel me? The score was 16-18. And dang, I was kind of disappointed, man. And the O-line, like this league, the O-line, y'all guys got to work a little harder because y'all really standing out of the weak links of this league, which it continues to show because it's hard to find good O-linemen for the NFL sometimes. And they don't get that chance to build a true camaraderie, like playing with each other for a long time. They got to build chemistry as they go. So that's another reason why probably the O-line is lacking and not looking up to par at like the rest of the league per se. But shout out to AJ McCarron. He came back. He went 24 for 37 with a 64.9 completion percentage, 216 yards and 2 touchdowns. Compared to Michigan's E.J. Perry, he went 12 for 24, 50%, 176 yards, 2 interceptions, but he also rushed for 2 touchdowns. And that was the key to really why Michigan won the game, because that boy got in that end zone twice with his legs. Because the passing, it was here and there. If Michigan wants to be a passing threat, they either got to get more creative to make it easier for E.J. Perry, or they just got to find another quarterback. Because for what I've seen, it was kind of shaky, baby. But he did look decent for the most part out there. There was plenty of times where they throw the ball up the field. But what I want to talk about as far as the rushing, we got Wayne Galliman, 40 yards, 13 attempts, and Wes Hills. Shout out to Wes Hills. He used to play for the New Orleans Breakers. Now, he a Michigan Panther, 85 yards, 11 attempts. Wow, I want to say Wes Hill really was the X factor in this game. And The Michigan Panthers had some impressive blocking this game. When I seen number 61 pulling one play, hey, it was like move out the way. Anything coming here getting moved out the club. It was gutter time. They were pushing St. Louis Battlehawks players out of the club. They getting them boys out of the way. I'm talking about big boys, big blocking. I was talking all that crap about the pass blocking per se. But when it came to the run blocking for the Michigan Panthers, honestly, I feel like they could have ran the ball a little bit more. Because Matt Cuban and Wes Hill was looking good out there when it came to toting that rock. And the Michigan defense looked pretty stout. I ain't gonna lie. They gave up some plays in the end there, but for the most part, they was flying around that football, flying to the ball. The Battlehawks, though, more on them. We got the receiving, Marcel Aitman, with 6 receptions, 60 yards, and a touchdown. And we got Devin Ross for Michigan Panthers with 2 receptions, 46 yards. See, the passing, I told you, it's kind of sad. The passing, I told you, it's kind of, yeah, man, it's kind of sad, dog, with the Michigan Panthers. Your leading receiver had 2 receptions and 46 yards. That's not good. And Marcel Aitman, he had some hellified big catches to bring the Battlehawks within, winning range. They had a chance to win. They actually took the lead later in the game with like 40-something seconds left. But Michigan was able to move the ball up the field a little bit for their kicker to make a 64-yard field goal. Excuse me. Mr. Leg. Impressive. Even though it's in the dome, it's still 64 yards for the win, man. So that was big right there. The game kind of started off slow, but it ended off great in the end. I don't know what's going on in the rain. Like, I'm gonna have to get my old lady to fix that for me. But we finna rock out like this. I know it's a little dim, but hey, my camera look a little better though. I ain't looking all glitchy and stuff. You feel me? But yeah, man. Even though my Battlehawks lost, shout out to the Battlehawks, man. Boom. So next game that we had on Easter Sunday, you got the DC Defenders versus the San Antonio Brahmas. DC came short, 12-27, falling short to the San Antonio Brahmas. And what I want to say before I get into some the leaders in the stats was DC was really missing Abraham, the running back from last year who was toting that rock. They was missing a lot of spark from players. They didn't have that spark from a player, but I'm trying to say they didn't get that big play spark from an offensive player on their team. And they need that badly from what I see. They need a weapon, somebody that's going to help them bust that thing open. I wish my boy that played for the Miami Hurricanes, Cameron Harris, he's the running back, which he had 8 attempts for 21 yards. Like, Cam, come on, man. You got to do better than that. You making our Hurricanes look bad out there. You ain't in this league and you doing this, man. Come on now. 8 attempts. I don't care you only got 8 attempts, man. You got to have more than 21 yards. That ain't what we doing. We can't do that. But Jordan Teomu was 25 for 45 with a 55.6% completion percentage with 235 yards and 1 interception. As far as Chase Gabers, and I never heard of Chase Gabers, my first time hearing of him. He's a San Antonio Brahmas quarterback. He went 19 for 25 with a 76% completion percentage with 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a pretty decent game. Now the yards wasn't that much because they was shortened. They was hitting them short plays to death on the DC Defenders, to the point where DC Defenders had to really zone that thing up and make the quarterback throw find the open man in the zone, which that really kind of changed the game in the second half because San Antonio Brahmas could have ran away with this thing and really blew them out until they switched up the defensive scheme in the second half. And the running back for San Antonio, Anthony McFarland, he was looking good in the first half. The stats really don't tell the whole story. 9 attempts, 47 yards. But when he got that ball, he had some big chunk plays that really put the Brahmas in good field position to capitulate and score. And what killed them too was the interception. As far as the DC defenders, they was driving the ball down the field. They got in the red zone and they almost threw a bad wide pass. They got picked off. Could have been pick six, but DB got hauled in. And then the receiving leaders, we got Ty Scott with 4 receptions, 87 yards for the defenders. And we got John Trey Kirkland with 8 receptions, 61 yards, and a touchdown. Kirkland been balling in this league since the first time I seen him. He was also balling last year when he was on the Roughnecks. And the Roughnecks really are the San Antonio Brahmas. And the Roughnecks of today is the Houston Gamblers. Y'all probably confused, but y'all gotta do a little research or watch my own old video, and that explains what's up with the Houston team or whatnot. But yeah, this game was an exciting game as far as that San Antonio really showed the San Antonio Brahmas fans why they need to come to the Alamo Dome and fill that bad boy up and support and show love to y'all Brahmas, because they did their thing, and I wasn't expecting them to win. I was not expecting them to beat Lemonhead Nation. But Lemonhead Nation will be home. And for those who don't know, Lemonhead Nation is DC Defenders, Beer Snake Nation DC, Lemonhead Nation DC. You feel me? They call that because they have the lemons at they field. They'll throw the lemons at you. And the beer snake, because they building beer snakes in the fan section. You feel me? So shout out to DC Defenders, even though y'all lost. And shout out to San Antonio Brahmas. And shout out to Destroying his first professional football game. He got to, get the kickoff. And he was finna kick a field goal, but they iced him. You feel me? He missed. But on the very next play, they scored a touchdown with a tricks play on special teams. So shout out to the Brahmas, shout out to Destroying, man. Boom. Into my third fun fact. Yeah, this our last game. The last game of the weekend. I was finna say third, it's the fourth one. The last game, baby. We got the Memphis Showboats versus the Houston Roughnecks. Memphis upset the Roughnecks 18-12. Before I get into the stats, man, I want to get into this game a little bit. Memphis started off looking pretty smooth. And shout out to my guy, Case Cookies. That's one of my favorite quarterbacks of this league. He played for the Philadelphia Stars when it was a USFL. And I was rooting for him. But some of the same problems that existed when he was on the Stars are starting to creep their naked head around on the Memphis Showboats. And that's the blocking. Y'all gotta protect Case Cookies, man. He gonna sling that thing. He gonna get you them passing yards. But you gotta keep him upright. The man got sacked 3 times real quick. It's not gonna cut it. Help the man stay upright. And get more creative with the play calling, man. Help him out with the play calling. Get more creative. Spread that thing out. Especially if y'all can't run the darn ball. Because, oh my gosh. Case Cookies went 23 or 40. 57% completing percentage, 204 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And the Houston quarterback, Jared Garun, I'm finna mess up his name, I ain't gonna lie. Garrett Garantino. That's maybe his name. I probably butchering it bad. I'm sorry if I did. But he went 16 of 21. 76 completion percentage with 157 yards. Remember what I said too about the team with the better running game usually won in this league. Well, that is not the point with this game. The running game for this game was non-existent. So I don't know if that's saying that Memphis and Houston have some of the best D-line linebackers in the league and they just stuffing the run, or these two teams are going to be in trouble when it comes to running the ball. Your leading rushers for both teams were the quarterbacks. Mind you, these quarterbacks, they didn't have 50 rushing yards, 60, 80, 100. No. Case Cookies led the team in rushing with 4 attempts, 16 yards. And Jared Garantino, I might be butchering his name, 2 attempts, 22 rushing yards. That's ridiculous. Memphis Showboats, Y'all gotta find a running game. Darius Victor, the human meatball. Listen, sir, you have a fumbling problem. Like, and this was present last year in the USFL season. It was one game you fumbled like 3 times in one game. You gotta do better than that. Memphis, I know Darius Victor, he was a fan favorite, but y'all gotta give another guy a try. Cause y'all can't, if he can't get more than 16 rushing yards, you gotta look for somebody else to run that rock, cause that's not gonna cut it. And same for the Houston Roughnecks. Y'all running back was not the leader. Y'all rushing neither. It was the quarterback with 22 yards. Y'all gotta find a way to run the ball, man. Now, I guess Memphis lucked up because they had the Roughnecks on the schedule, and neither one of them could run the ball. So all you gotta do is worry about the pass. With Case Cookie completed a beautiful pass in the back of the end zone. So I want to say one of his tight ends. I should have got the player name, but yeah, that was a beautiful pass play. And as far as receiving leaders, we got Jonathan Adams with 4 receptions, 49 yards, and Kurt Merritt with 4 receptions, 33 yards. Hopefully next week, the offenses be more explosive and have a little bit more camaraderie because they have played together and been practicing through mini camp and training camp with each other. Because we got to see more of the best looking teams. Well, I will say are Birmingham Stallions and the San Antonio Brahmas. They look the best right now. And then I'm gonna say Michigan looked pretty good too also. Michigan defense looked real interesting. But yeah, man, y'all guys gotta check out this league, man. Tune in. It come on every weekend. If you're a football fan, it's some good football. The rules are a little different than the NFL, but I will say they're a little bit more exciting. Cause you feel me? Like if they score a touchdown, you're not kicking an extra point. You gotta go for a 1, a 2, or a 3-point conversion, you feel me? The 1-point conversion, I think, is on the 1-yard line. The 2-point conversion is on like the 5-yard line, and the 3-point conversion, I want to say, is like on the 10-yard line. So yeah, check out the UFL, man. Next week, matchups. We got Saturday, April 6th, the Brahmas versus the Showboats at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You got the Renegades versus the Battlehawks at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Sunday, April 7th, you got the Stallions versus the Panthers at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Then you got the Roughnecks versus Defenders at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. But yeah, man, check out the UFL, man. It's a lot of players in there you probably seen when you watch college. There's a lot of guys that was on in the NFL formerly also. So, support these guys, so we can keep spring football around, let it last. Because I be missing football once college over with and the NFL over with. I like seeing that action. I'm a basketball fan too, but I'm a football baby at heart. But now we finna get in this fourth quarter. We got Larry Fitzgerald and Terrell Owens. Who do you got? Who you got, dog? We got Larry Fitzgerald and Terrell Owens, man. 2 greats. You feel me? 2 guys that did it at a high level. All their career, majority of their career, however you want to put it, 2 guys that performed at a high level. We got Larry Fitzgerald with 1,432 career receptions, 17,492 receiving yards, and 121 receiving touchdowns. 11-time Pro Bowler, and shockingly a 1-time All-Pro. Like, I know when Larry Fitzgerald in the league, it was some dogs at wide receiver, but damn, he's a 1-time All-Pro. But I thought he was way more than that. I look at Larry Fitzgerald like one of the top wide receivers of all time. Because I know he's going to be a future Hall of Famer, hands down, when he's eligible to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Like, it ain't too many guys better than Larry Fitzgerald when it comes to playing the wide receiver position. And then you got my dog, Terrell Owens. 1,078 receiving receptions, 15,934 receiving yards, 153 receiving touchdowns, 6-time Pro Bowler and a Hall of Famer. Now, honestly, out of these 2, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going to pick Terrell Owens. I don't care he's a diva off the field. I don't care that he's a showboat. I don't care. Because in today's time, all that is just going to be him building his brand if he's a player today. And he's going to be either a villain or the guy everybody loves. But one thing T.O. is going to do, he's going to get you some touchdowns. He's going to score. He is going to score. He's going to put on the show. He's going to put butts in the seat. You feel me? I like Larry Fitzgerald. He gonna get you some catches. He gonna make sure, you feel me, he get you that first down. But TD gonna get you that touchdown. T.O. gonna get you that touchdown. You feel me? He trying to get in the end zone. You feel me? But hey, I know I was gone for a minute, but I had to come back, you feel me, and show y'all some love and drop off, you feel me, another episode of Talking Sports with DP. So, like, comment, subscribe, you feel me, do all that, show your boy love. I'm trying to do something positive, man. I'm trying to have me a little podcast and talk about sports. So, if y'all would talk about sports with me in the comments, I'll respond, you feel me, and all that. But show me some love, you feel me. And it's all about the you. I gotta throw that up. But yeah, you just now talk sports with your boy DP.